I'm now on the Unipower GT stand with Mark and Nick. Good afternoon, gentlemen, and welcome to the Classic Motor Show 2017.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Can I start with you, Mark?
Yes.
Could you give me a little bit of a description how the Unipower GT got started, the concept?
Yes. At the time of the launch of the Mini, there was obviously a lot of interest because immediately there was available a powertrain, which is the engine and gearbox and final drive, that was easily going to be available as parts and easily serviceable, and it gave the opportunity for specialist manufacturers to make something a bit more sporty than the basic Mini. So what they could do, they could take the engine gearbox assembly and perhaps the Mini subframe and have a sleek fiberglass body on top of it, and a number of manufacturers took the opportunity to do that at that time in the 1960s. The Unipower concept was a bit more advanced than that. Rather than just simply have a sporty car that looked over the tops of the carburettors of a Mini, they thought we could make a mid-engine car, which was quite advanced for its time. It's about the same era as a Lamborghini Miura, for instance. And so they decided to move the engine and gearbox to the back, which then meant they had to have a special chassis for it, and they then decided we need to have the fiberglass body as well. And they decided to make it a good package. They went to really quite top-class suppliers and top-class designers. So the body shape was designed by the guy who was involved with the Ford GT40, contemporary sports car. And the chassis and the body shell were made by people who were really experienced in their trade in the 1960s. And that's what set Unipower on its way. So that was the start of the project.
Can I come to you now, Nick? Basically about the stand and the cars on the stand, can you give me a brief history or talk about models on the stand?
We're very lucky. The one down the end there is the very, very first Unipower ever built, the very first one, still in existence. This is Mark's, and it's come from America, brought over from America, that's why it's left-hand drive. There were two brought over, he's bought one of them. And this car is a car that was done by car-on-car conversions by Jan Speed to race. You can tell it was one to race because of the petrol cap. Yes. I think it was about 20, how many were made for racing, do you know, Mark?
It's probably about less than 10, I think, out of the production of 70 cars, that sort of ratio, I think, yeah.
I mean, I've got film of one racing in 1988 at Donington, so they were racing then.
Yeah.
So, who put the stand together?
A man called Tim. Absolutely brilliant. He's done everything. All the photographs, the carpet. He hired the stands, the ropes. Absolutely brilliant. Really, really good of him. He's paid everything out of his own pocket. I dare say we're all chipped something in.
So is he just a member, or?
Well, we're all members and we're all on the register. Yeah. But he was here yesterday and I think he's here tomorrow, but he's not here today. It's a great shame he's not here because he would love to talk to you about it. One thing I should say about the Unipower, they're a kit car. Did you know that?
I didn't know.
But you can't do anything to them apart from put the wheels on or the wipers. And by doing that, they're classified as a park kit car.
Really?
Which is why all the trim is so beautiful. And in actual fact, as Mark said, some of this actual furnishing was done by Wooden Picket, who made Wooden Picket Minis. Like the Radford Minis. Yeah.
So, regarding the show, would you say it's been beneficial to the register?
I think it has, and in fact one of Tim's concepts was to have a number of cars here, have a really good display, and that would encourage people who knew Unipowers from when they were launched. And in fact we've been very pleased to have on the stand today both the sales manager at the time they were launched in the 1960s, and also, as it happens, the stores manager as well. So that's pretty good going when you think it's 50 years ago now that the car was launched. So it has raised the profile of the car, and we've had a number of people who said, yes, my mate bought one as a kit, or I used to own one for a couple of years in the 70s. So it certainly raised the profile. And got very.
Well, the other thing is they're so lovely turned out. I mean, these could pass in a showroom on the high street, couldn't they? Because they're so immaculately turned out.
Yes, I mean that in this particular case, this car, as Nick said, came back from the States actually as a kit of parts about 10 years ago, and the chap who brought it back did a very thorough restoration job, which is it's not to be underestimated, because in a number of cases there are literally no drawings available of things like exhaust manifolds and some of the specialist parts. So he spent a lot of time getting it right, and where we are nearly 10 years on, it still looks pretty good. So it was a thorough job in the first place, and it's been restored nicely, so that's nice.
So getting back to the show, is this the first time you've had a stand on the show then?
We had a stand in some little show down in Brighton in about 88 or 87, but this is the first time we've been at the NEC, and the only thing wrong with it is we haven't had someone turn up and say, I own one of those. Perhaps tomorrow they might turn up and say it, you know. It's always
You'll be coming back again though?
Well, Dr. Tim, I think so.
I should think so, yes. If we get the interest that we've had this time round, yes, it's all been all very positive, I must say.
About a few things.
Well, thank you very much, gentlemen, for the interview, and I hope the show continues to go well for you, and thank you again.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cheers.